I've just built a new AI employee for my business. It's now an appointment setter that runs on a schedule every single morning and reaches out to 5 to 10 people, starting meaningful conversations with them so that we can book in more sales calls and ultimately drive more sales into our business. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how you can do it, save some time, and ultimately ensure that your DMs are running every single day. This is the quickest route to the cash, my friend. So lock in and let's get it built. Now what we can do using Claude Cowork is ultimately get it to do the outreach for us and run on a schedule so this is happening every single day. But you need to be very conscious about the fact that Instagram has specific rules in place which say that full autonomous outreach and DMing is not necessarily allowed. So what we need to do is make sure that the automation that is running is replicating what a human is actually doing. So it's not doing it too fast and too crazy, but ultimately it feels like as if I was just going through it and I was doing it myself. And the good thing about Claude Cowork is that it kind of feels like a human naturally going through the browser because we're not doing this at scale and speed. We're focusing on 5 to 10 meaningful conversations per day. So what we're going to do is just go over to my Instagram page here, okay? So you can see I've got my content, I've got my followers, etc., etc. Now, what I'm going to do is just go to Claude Chrome extension. I'm going to add that to Chrome, add the extension. And just remember, you are going to need a Claude paid subscription for this. So you go ahead and authorize. Claude is now added to my extensions inside of Chrome. So I can click and open and just make sure I'm signed in. So once you're signed in, you're going to want to choose Sonnet 4.6, or you can choose Opus 4.6. It just burns out more credits and works a little bit more slowly. For this, we're going to go for Sonnet 4.6. Now, this is straight up process that we've been using for years, albeit manually. So we're going to ask Claude to go out into our followers, draft up a personalized and meaningful message to that person, send it to them, and start the conversation. So we're not trying to go in and offer our services. We're not trying to sell to anyone right now. We're just trying to start the conversation. That if anyone replies, you can ultimately pick up the conversation and put the human back into the loop. So the initial prompt is really important. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to prompt it. I'm going to give it the brief. I'll put the prompt up on the screen and then we can start running it. Okay, so here is my starting prompt. I want you to go to my Instagram profile, look at my recent followers, pick 5 people who look like they could be potential clients or interesting connections, check their bio, their recent posts to get a sense for what they do. For each person, before messaging, like one of their recent posts, then send them a short, friendly DM, 2 to 3 sentences max that references something specific about their profile or content, asks them one genuine question about what they're working on or something they've posted about. It needs to feel like it's a real human conversation starter, not a pitch. Don't mention my brand. Don't sell anything. Don't use emojis excessively. Just be conversational and curious. The goal is simply to start a real conversation. And please don't use M dashes. All right. So that's my initial starting prompt. Let's see what Claude Cowork ultimately does. Okay. So you can see it put together a little plan here. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. All right. And one caveat here is we are only contacting people who are already following us. I honestly think it's completely pointless going out to people and sending cold DMs on Instagram. Honestly, I get so many of those every single day and I just delete them. All right. So you want people who are following you, who have probably engaged with your content. They probably recognize you and see who you are. And we want to start the conversations with those kinds of people. All right, so the first message has been sent. Now, it's quite interesting to see how personalized that is. So, I mean, it's shown genuine curiosity and it's asked a very personalized question based on this person's bio, which is what we want ultimately. All right, so second message is out and I mean, bloody hell, this is incredibly personalized. Okay, so the messages from this prompt, I mean, I'm very impressed with. And, you know, we've used a lot of junior appointment setters before, and I'm like, seriously, like Claude is absolutely flexing on them right now. So far, so good on what I'm seeing. This already beats the benchmarks of a human or a junior appointment setter. All right, so if you're an appointment setter, I'm sorry. All right, so Claude has now gone out. It's filled out all of the different steps. It's found the 5 people to reach out to. it's analyzed their pages, it's engaged with their content, and it's sent them a personalized message based on that. So what you can do from a process standpoint is every morning you run this, you start your coffee, you reply to emails, you work with clients, whatever, and your bases are covered. And remember, it's 30 days to data. You cannot run this for 2 days and say, oh my God, it doesn't work. 5 to 10 meaningful conversations per day for 30 days and reach out to me and tell me how many sales you've made. I will be very, very, very surprised if that number is 0. Okay. What we can now do is take this and go convert this to a task. And so now what Claude is ultimately doing is taking this entire process and turning it into a shortcut for us. Okay. So Instagram outreach, like posts, and DM 5 followers. All right. So you can see it's actually taken our initial prompt and turned it into a recurring task that we can schedule every single morning, right? So that whole thing about 30 days to data thing, I mean, it's done now, isn't it? All right. So you can see it's filled in a prompt here. Go to an Instagram profile of Luke, view followers list, identify, evaluate recent followers by checking their public profiles, bios, or recent posts. Select 5 followers who appear to be potential clients or interesting connections. Prioritize those with public profiles and clear professional creative focus. And the good thing about doing this in Claude is it understands your business context. So it's going to have a better idea of who people are. So you can see here, do not mention Brave Brand, do not make sales pitches, do not use excessive emojis, and do not use M dashes. Keep messages conversational and curious as if starting a real human conversation. Send messages by pressing return. Complete this for 5 people. All right, so recommended selection strategy, it's added this on its own, which is awesome. So look for followers with descriptions indicating they're entrepreneurs. All right, and so it starts from Luke's Brave once, and I'm just going to go to daily, and I'm going to run this at 6 a.m. every morning, and I'm going to use Claude Sonnet. Okay, so that shortcut has now been created. And so all I've got to do is go here, and I could just close this off. Let's say I've just come back to tomorrow. I go Claude, I bring up my shortcut, and I run. That is now one of my power activities completely automated on a scheduled task, so I can initiate meaningful conversations every day with the goal of getting more people onto sales calls and ultimately injecting some fuel, aka cash, into my business. And we ain't even had breakfast yet, my friend. All right, remember, this channel is dedicated to teaching you the AI tools and automations your business actually needs. If you want to stay at the cutting edge of what we're doing here with AI and ultimately buying back more of your time by using some of these beautiful tools, then check out our school community in the description of this video. And my friend, I will see you on the next one.